Alors, petite session sur Autopsy Simulator. On va lancer le jeu. Nouvelle partie. On va voir ce que ça donne. Hein. Prologue.
Office of the Medical Examiner, Beatsville. Dr. Jack Hadman is...
Oh, on peut pas skip.
How can I help you?
Good evening, this is Kate Brooks. I'm not sure if you remember me.
Je le sens pas.
We talked about an article I'm working on. It's about your wife. I dropped by last Friday to speak to you, but you weren't working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of...
I thought I had made it painfully obvious for the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife.
Bah oui, s'énerve le gars.
Damn journalists. They don't let me work. God damn it. I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken.
Chercher les cachets dans les toilettes. On dit plutôt bien fait, hein. Alors là, c'est quoi? Salle de bain. Laboratoire. Oula. Il n'y a pas encore là-dedans. Ouais, ouais, voilà, les salles de bain, les toilettes, c'est pareil. Ils sont cons.
Okay, time to pull myself together.
Je vais prendre tes médocs.
And get back to work.
Allez au boulot.
Need to set the camera first.
Prends la caméra dans la réserve. À mon avis, storage. Ouais, c'est ça, la réserve. Bon, elle est où cette caméra? Elle est là.
Now remember, Jack, don't forget, hit the record button this time.
Oh, franchement, il a l'air super sympa. Hein. Après, je pense que ça va être compliqué au niveau des autopsies.
Hopefully the new tripod is going to hold up.
Ah, le trépied, il est là.
Now, I just have to get everything in frame.
Cadre d'image sur le cadavre et lancer l'enregistrement. Ok.
This should be fine.
Allez, on lance.
November 20th, 1991. Time, 8:43 p.m. Recording for medical students from the University
Jetez un
of
coup
Missouri.
d'œil
This
au tableau.
autopsy is conducted by Jack
Ok, le
Hadman.
tableau,
Hello, everyone.
il est bien mis en évidence quand
Welcome to
même.
the autopsy room. Today, let's start.
Action. Attends, dire aux étudiants ce qui rime dans le métier. Ce qui prime. Ce qui rime. Putain, je suis con.
Always wear an apron, mask, and gloves. Goggles are a must
Les
when
gants.
the job is splashy.
Désinfection.
And in case of sharp accidents, it's worth having disinfectants at hand. It's true that you won't get you may end up with diarrhea. The cadaver is placed on its back. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all I got to. In the process of reviewing and securing forensic evidence, it is difficult. Written in during your research.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Patient, inquisitive, many entries, and lastly, remember. So get used. Now, onto the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be and what potentially happened to them. So, let's take a closer look, shall we?
Petit dossier, où es-tu?
I wasn't sure it would amount to anything, but the World Wide Web has been a blessing for speeding up my work.
Il est où putain ces dossiers? Non. Ça, je reviens en arrière. Ok. Ah, il est là. Je suis comme un con. Ok.
The deceased's name is
Donc là, on
Tobias
s'en fout.
Chambers. The deceased was
Ça,
found
on
on the
s'en
outskirts of a
fout.
parking lot at a gas. Signs of
On s'en
libation were
fout.
found around the body. He worked most of his life at the local port. The body was noticed. That's it. It's worth remembering the context around the scene of a death. This
Trouver
allows
des
you to
gants de
better
protection. Ah, ils
interpret
sont là.
any traces found on the body. I shouldn't start the pursuit. Now it's our turn to take some pictures for our files. If I can just remember where I left the camera.
Appareil photo.
It's in here somewhere. Aha! There you are. I knew it was here somewhere. As I mentioned at the beginning, before we begin the internal
Prise de photo du
examination,
cadavre. Pas une
we need
photo
to
globale du
document the cadaver
cadavre.
and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule, but this is not always possible. Let's keep in mind it's all about the legibility, not the perfect frame.
Photo globale. Mais là, ça y est.
Voila.
Voilà.
Now we move on to the next step, looking for traces. Take your time. Look at the corpse from different sides, from different angles,
Trouve les traces
up close,
à
and from a distance. You're looking
répertorier.
for anything out of the ordinary.
Ah, t'es gentil, toi. Par contre, la caméra, la sensibilité, c'est pas top. Hein. Ah, il a un hématome sur le crâne. Oui. Pourquoi je peux pas photographier? Trou de balle, va. Bouge un peu. Ah, putain, j'étais.
That's something interesting. It will be necessary to check whether this injury was severe enough to cause damage to the brain.
La main.
Hardened hands, worn out by physical work, and frostbite. Some
pied.
wounds in the feet and signs of frostbite, probably because the
Il
subject's
manque un
shoes were
truc.
too small.
Peut-être de ce côté, peut-être d'autre. Je suis sûr que les genoux là. Ah, cicatrice. Les photographies.
A poorly healed wound. Looks old. I'll take a closer look later. In a moment, we will check which of our initial observations will be worthy of further
Épingle les photos au
consideration.
tableau.
But
Le
before we
tableau,
get
le
to
tableau,
that,
le tableau.
I need to write down some basic data.
Réaliser l'autopsie. Ah, putain.
Scalpel, scissors, syringe. Personal information.
Alors,
Deceased was unclothed. As every pathologist not only. So, let's begin. For this, you're going to need a magnifying glass.
outils. Ah, outils. D'accord. Loupe.
Which spot first? I can confirm the presence of ecchymosis on the deceased man's head. The add out.
Ok. Vous avez dit qu'il y avait la main. Ah, il y avait ça là. Bouge.
It looks like a burn mark.
Il y avait ça. Le pied. Enfin, on va faire la main. Putain. Ah, c'est pas pratique
Here
du
we can
tout.
see frostbite on the fingertips. We can.
Le mec congelé. Et le pied dégueulasse.
Definitely a painful Toby had been wearing.
Ouais, il est dégueulasse le pied.
So far, there are a lot of superficial wounds, but only one serious
Vas-y, qui
injury
lui
to the
surface,
head.
c'est le mannequin
Let's go
de
back to our
l'écritoire.
notes.
Le mannequin de l'écritoire. Et où ce mannequin d'écritoire? Ok. Oh, il est où ce putain de mannequin là de merde? Je sais pas du tout. C'est... Je comprends rien. Ah, écritoire,
First,
putain.
I mark the location of the entries and make notes for each one. The head
On
wound.
a ça.
Definitely an important.
On a la main,
Even though this
ça
type of
et les
wound
pieds.
didn't contribute to the if Toby's body was cold for a prolonged. As you can see, let's.
Section des marques des blessures.
Various types of accidents are a common cause of death among the homeless and the elderly. Perhaps old Toby slipped and accidentally hit his head. Considering the conditions, and this is of no interest to us. The nights have been. We will.
Pour l'écritoire et continue l'autopsie. Ok.
We still have one thing left from the basics: rigor mortis.
Ok. Réaliser l'examen de la rigidité du machin là. On fait comment?
Well, we take our deceased by the hand. Gradually re-raise it. Now let it go. As you can see, the hand falls loose. What's
C'est
the
dégueulasse.
conclusion? Death must the police in. Head trauma seems the most promising, so
la scie.
start there. For this,
Oh, on va ouvrir le
I
crâne.
need an oscillating saw.
Obligé. Outil, la scie. Oh là là. J'ai pas envie.
The cut is made from ear to ear.
Ah, ah c'est dégueulasse.
After which, we remove the
Berk.
skin and the top of the skull.
Oh
After the
putain.
basic examination, we can see that the brain. Some pathologists prefer to examine organs without removing them. However, for
Bon,
me,
sur ce, on
it's
va
much
rester
more
là, hein,
convenient
parce
to
que
examine them on a board,
c'est pas.
which will do.
C'est pas. C'est pas. C'est bon pour moi. Sur ce, à plus pour un nouveau jeu.